Hey guys, this episode is being brought to you by Squarespace, where you can turn all your great ideas into reality online. They make it incredibly easy to launch your passion projects, your stores, your showcases, all kinds of things with great templates so your website will look all great and sexy. And if you get confused or stuck and you need some help, their award-winning customer support line is available 24/7. So go to squarespace.com/read for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain. Let them know we sent you, and let's move on.
Sometimes food is more than just food. It's part of our community. And this year, Discover is giving $5 million to support Black-owned restaurants. That money goes to places like Back in the Day Bakery, Post Office Pies, and hundreds more. Learn how you can show your support over at discover.com. All right, let's start the show.
Welcome back to the show, all of our niggas and friends and our friends and our niggas. I am Andell Wilkerson.
And I am Angelica Ross. Welcome to The Read. Thanks for coming back.
Welcome indeed, and thank you for coming back. We're happy to have you. Still here, frying in hell on earth.
Yep.
But you know,
that's all right.
I ordered some marshmallows for this fryer.
Yes.
And I just said, let's just have some s'more.
You better have a s'more during the end of the world.
I mean, what else can you do?
Right.
Honestly?
You might as well.
But let's keep things going as usual. This week, we've got some fun Black Excellence news. Black Excellence is going to Allison Ray Lawson, who is franchise owner of a 7-Eleven in Arlington, Texas, where she just raked in some big old coins thanks to a Black-owned wine company. And not just a Black-owned wine company, the largest Black-owned wine company in the nation, Black Girl Magic Wine, which I'm quite familiar with. According to Allison Ray Lawson, the wine has been flying off of the shelves. She just reported her highest sales quarter ever thanks to this wine, and it was buying it by the damn case and still couldn't keep the cases on deck.
That's
so
right.
They love them some Black Girl Magic and some wine in Arlington, Texas. And honey, the way that this quarantine has been set up, I get it. I'm all for some crushed grapes in my motherfucking self.
Yeah, I can't be mad at this. I'm going to go ahead and quit bullshitting and order me some Black Girl Magic wine. I just need to quit playing. I've been heard about it and I've just never done it, but fuck it.
Yeah, honestly, I be in here drinking this wine like I just told Fitzgerald Grant for like the 18th time that I'm done fucking him. But I actually am going to continue to it.
Oh, Olivia, you continue to lie to yourself.
All the time. Anyway. Congratulations to Lady Lawson and to the McBride sisters, owners of Black Girl Magic Wine,
yes,
for doing big boss ass entrepreneurial shit and supporting one another and FaceTiming and inspiring the Black girl business owners.
I love it.
Okay. This week in our gossip section, our hot tops, the load's not taken.
Oh no. You out of order.
I'm always out of order. First of all, our first story is a Black Excellence update almost, because once upon a time we discussed a pretty dope trailer by Cooper Films, Morgan Cooper's company. This is a trailer that was a reimagined, dramatic reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, simply called Bel-Air. And it's like imagining the basic story of the classic sitcom with more of a dramatic, drumline-esque.
No, see, you did not have to do that.
Drumline is a classic Black film, and the girls enjoyed it. My junior high.
The girls may have enjoyed it. It was not a good movie, though.
I'm saying Black young man drama. You know, high school, college age Black man drama tone.
Okay, I will allow it.
Anyway, the update is that Will Smith has enjoyed it just as much as I motherfucking did and reached out to the Cooper company and said, hey, saw what you did. You're super talented. Yes, it is me. I am legend. Let's do this together. And so now it seems like Bel-Air will actually be a full-fledged thing. They've got a showrunner now. They're working on a script. Will is executive producing via Westbrook Studios, which is his company, and Quincy Jones, Benny Medina are also involved, the original creators, co-creators of the show.
I'm with this.
And from what I've read, they're currently in the middle of a bidding war for this project from a couple of different outlets, probably networks and streaming services and things like that. Mm-hmm. I've heard that HBO Max has got their eyes on it as well. I'm pretty sure that's where The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is at in terms of its streaming home. Mm-hmm. So might pop up there, may pop up somewhere else, depending on, who they're going to take their money from. That's always a good sign when the girls are fighting over the product. So yeah, I'm excited to see how they're going to make this into a full feature film, I believe. I don't think it's going to be a series. I think it's meant to be a movie.
Okay. Yeah, that will be interesting to see how they summarize Will Smith's life in a dramatic way and not a sitcom way. Yeah. We shall see.
I mean, it perfectly fits for a drama, like the origin of it in general. Him, fighting some niggas at the basketball court. And
definitely a police brutality storyline. Definitely. Woof. I mean, they covered that back in like fucking 90. So yeah.
Oh yeah. Fresh Prince had many a special episode. Oh yes. So it was already the perfect
Uncle
foundation
Phil had to cuss out them racists
like this.
all the time.
All the time. Oof. I can't wait for a moving monologue from Uncle Philbert, where he just sits this nigga down and is like, young William.
Yeah.
Power, movement, tears, cry, whatever they're going to write. I'm all aboard. I absolutely can't wait to see this. And I also cannot wait to see if Aunt Viv is going to be chocolate or, caramel mocha or something. They know what to do. They know what to do.
I really feel like we need to cast a dark-skinned woman as Aunt Viv, but I am not a part of this decision, so I can't say. But I really feel like that would be best. Please, you don't have to cast the black dress. You don't have to cast the black dress, but
Janet Hubert has already got her table of contents. The book will be published just in time.
The Notes app is fucking ready, bitch. I believe that of her. But
anyway, congrats, guys.
Yeah, this should be interesting. I can't wait to see Carlton realize that being an Oreo won't save him. Because that was funny in 91. It's going to be even funnier now. See Carlton be like a diamond in silk.
Bitch. Oh my God. Ew. Oh
no,
my God.
Diamond and Silk actually make even less sense than Carlton, because at least he grew up rich and in a white surrounding. But Diamond, they are just fools. But anyway, yes, I will definitely be checking this out wherever it ends up. So hope to see a lot of the original cast in it too. Really do.
Yeah, and a cute little cameo here and there sprinkled out. Give us some surprises. I'm up for some surprises.
Yeah. Maybe baby Nikki can play Carlton. It's not like anybody. We don't know what he looks like.
Yes, we do.
Do we? Because that show went off.
I have a hard time believing you're going to see that young man.
When he was like 3, we did.
Young man, he's probably like a year younger than me. He might be older than me.
Oh my God. No, there's no way he's older than you. Shut up.
No, but he can't be that much younger than me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Holy shit! No, he's 31. You were right.
Literally a year.
Damn.
Maybe a little more than
Oh my God, he was so precious. Bring him back. He was so cute.
And every time I see him, I think of fucking the The Little Rascals movie that came out in the 90s.
Oh.
Did you ever see that?
Yes, and I loved it.
He was Buckwheat.
Oh my God.
And Whoopi Goldberg plays his mama.
Yes, she does. And yes, he was. I loved that version of Little Rascals. I loved it. Good. I loved it so much. So one of the few movies I was allowed to see in the theater.
Exactly.
Because, Connie was not playing them games. I could only see G movies until I was 13. Yes, and then it was right. PG. So, she wasn't playing with me.
Link and I might have a Little Rascals night.
Yes, y'all should. That is such a good one. Yeah.
Anyway, this is a great way of addressing reboot culture today. Spice it up and jazz it up and throw some Laries in there and make it a little something different.
Add a bayang. Give us something, girl.
So I don't know the name of that young lady who created the Bayang song. Sis, I'm so sorry that I don't just have your name down packed, but you are powerful and we are lucky to have you in terms of music.
The Bayang has exploded. Okay, it says a TikTok creator at It's Just Nyissa, Nyissa.
All right. It should be wouldn't it be right on the end of the damn TikTok? Isn't that how it goes?
I mean, I actually have never seen the original TikTok. I have only seen other niggas'
She's in
interpretations
her car
of
going
it.
Off.
I gotta find it.
And there's another video I saw on YouTube where she's commenting with a clip of this white girl who's trying to cut her hair into bangs.
Oh, Lord.
And she's cussing her out and telling her that the bangs are gonna look terrible. And it was fucking hilarious. So I'm assuming that's what, the Bayang was birthed from. Anyway, more Black excellence.
Yes.
Shout out. Queen of Rap. Queen of Rap.
Because that shit is funny every single time.
It's just perfect. I just can't. And all of the bangs resurfacing from Google images throughout the year.
Listen, you niggas have been posting your baby pictures and I refuse. Because the way y'all gonna light me up. Oh, no. I'm not doing it. Fuck y'all.
I've seen them.
My thick ass, curly ass bangs. Just sitting there.
A curled bang was prime display of a saved household. Whoever was responsible for that bang pays their tithe.
My mama would curl it with the curling iron and then immediately put a roller in it so as not to disrupt her hard fucking work. Okay. Yes, that curled bang is the number one feature for girls who wear sweaters with horses on them when they're 15 years old.
How do some of us even make it?
I don't. I really don't know. I really do. I am an anomaly for a reason.
Sad news.
Oh no.
This past week, after it was reported that Little Boosie lost access to his Instagram account. He's been banned, deleted, and denied entry. They don't want to ever hear from her again.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
And he hopped on wherever they would let him post his face, at Twitter, I guess, and said the following: "MAHK ZUCKENBURGA, I need my Instagram back. I don't even know what I did.
I'm out.
I'm sorry. You said you don't.
No,
you don't even know what you did.
Are you sure? Because
I'll tell you.
I feel like we can remember.
Okay, so let's start with the fact that you repeatedly encouraged women to place their bare labia on retina display.
That happened. Yes, you did.
You also made transphobic remarks about a 12-year-old child that you don't even fucking know, while also discussing her genitals. You did that.
You did that. A child.
You admitted to paying grown women to sexually abuse your own underage children. You have been full of more homophobia than like a reggae fest. And you also, I'd say, promoted diabetes when you taught niggas how to chop up honey buns and place them into frosted flakes with additional sugar sprinkled on top.
No, he didn't. That's a lie. You know, you're lying.
And you put an asinine amount of milk in it at that. Like, wasteful.
Why would you?
So,
never mind. I was about to ask a
why
question.
would you what?
No, I was going to ask a question and already knowing that the answer is because niggas. So,
yeah.
Because
in
why
jail.
would you put fresh honey bun on top of a cereal?
Prison. I'd imagine in prison that's like Cold Stone.
Yeah, that's a fucking delicacy.
Yeah.
That's peak dessert. Okay, got
I mean, I'm probably going to try it at some point just to, for my own curiosity.
No,
but if you never hear from me again, it's because it kills me.
I really need you to not. Like, you already know what that's going to taste like.
And we discussed the fact that Boosie's pantry is full of nothing but like Capri Sun.
That's right.
Barbecue sunflower seeds.
Kool-Aid bursts. And then also a lot of that Kool-Aid in the canister that has the sugar pre-mixed in. Plenty of that as well.
The Kool-Aid that is no longer allowed in my house. Eve talks about this.
Yeah, because you drank it all and your mama said.
Drank, I ate it.
Oh, right.
I ate it
Even
right
worse,
out of the
you
canister.
ate it. You didn't even drink it.
They put the sugar in it, I would just dip my hands in. It was basically pixie sticks without the sticks.
Right.
And
it was. That's
so much
exactly
of it.
what it was.
And my mama used to be like, I just bought this Kool-Aid. Why is half of this Kool-Aid? Like, she used to be genuinely puzzled. And y'all have kids anyway. This is the shit that we do.
Yeah.
She used to be like, I just bought this Kool-Aid. How could there possibly not be any Kool-Aid left or so much of it gone until one day she saw those little red footprints trailing out of the kitchen.
And figured it. Like, she connected them dots. Your ass.
Never had Kool-Aid again. Anyway.
Yes, the Kool-Aid with the sugar pre-mixed in, all that shit is at Boosie's house.
It's really wild to me that this nigga claims he has no idea what the fuck he could have done to be banned off of Twitter. Nigga, what did you not do?
Have you even attempted to read the terms of service? Like, I know it's a joke that nobody reads all the fine print, but like, do you even gloss over the main rules? Just not ever? You just have no idea what you can and cannot do on this app? Really? Okay. I'm the nerd, I guess.
I feel like whatever is in there as violations of terms of service, I feel like you did it all.
Yeah.
So I don't know what the questions are about. And I am also so tickled at the fact that this nigga is so removed from reality that he called upon Mark Zuckenberg.
Oh, no, that won't happen.
His words, not mine. Mark Zuckenberg. And told him that they needed to chat. Bosses need to talk to bosses, is what he said.
No.
And then requested that Mark Zuckerberg reach out to his assistant so that they could talk. Nigga, you're not talking about the VP of Fashion Nova.
You're not. I mean, like, even if you were, it would probably still be a reach, no shade.
Like, that's a fact.
You're not even. So, no. You can get a phone call with the VP of Cash Money.
I don't know.
Perhaps.
I'm certain that you've never watched the news. But Mark Zuckerberg has way, way bigger problems, way bigger issues to deal with than you not being on his app. In fact, with the issues that nigga is dealing with, he'd probably do everything to make sure you never get back on Instagram.
Mark Zuckerberg has like testifying before the Senate problems. You really don't. You are just a nigga who has been wilding the fuck out on Instagram, airing porn on your live, and then wondering why the company that fucking owns Facebook and WhatsApp and every goddamn thing else kicked you off of their platform. Like, it's very fucking clear to me, my nigga, but okay.
Mark Zuckerberg might be making his own bowl of honey buns and oats.
No,
very soon.
He isn't. No,
so
he won't be.
I just don't understand why you thought this nigga was going to hit up your assistant, probably via DM or some shit, and just be like, hey, may I speak to Sir Boosie? He said that he wanted to chat. But
no. Mark Zuckerberg is worth multiple billions of dollars. That's not happening. Mark Zuckerberg need to worry about whether he's going to be, prosecuted for allowing fake news to dominate Facebook. Facebook and Fox News are the reason why white people vote for Donald Trump. Well, I mean, because they confirm the deeply held biases that these racist white people have. But yes, the fact that you can get any old damn lie that is in favor of Donald Trump to trend and be passed all over Facebook is just, I left that platform for a reason. Facebook is hell. Facebook, and even though Twitter is the goddamn worst and will try your nerves, I would rather be on Twitter all day, every day, than log into Facebook for half an hour and see what the people I went to 7th grade with are talking about.
Right.
Oh, no, sir.
Facebook, to me, has just always felt like a family reunion or a class reunion.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Everybody that's there are the ones you didn't like. Like, none of your favorite family members or none of your favorite classmates are at the event.
Nope.
It's just like,
yeah,
people you really don't care to catch up with.
And the ones who you do want to catch up with end up being horribly disappointing, and you wonder why you followed them on social media in the first place. So it's like there is just no coming back from Facebook. Like, I really don't prefer the platform, but whatever. The point is, Mark Zuckerberg has much larger decisions than whether Lil Boosie has an active account. Just period. And I don't know how you was feeding your kids off on Instagram, because I don't know who sponsors Lil Boosie's lives. Is it Red?
Right.
Is it RedTube? Is it Tasty
Dago?
Blacks? I'm trying to understand. Is it Moet Hennessy? Who does it? Because it's not making sense. But I am in full support of this nigga not having a platform to spread his hatefulness.
I mean,
yeah,
he does need to feed his family.
I mean, but
he probably won't go feed them nothing but Nerds wrote.
Right. I mean, there is that, but also everybody has to feed their family. You think I feel sorry for Boosie when there's like single parents out here working 2 part-time or full-time jobs trying to take care of their kids and have a place to live? Girl, fuck you.
I mean, I think you could probably sell one of the 5 chains around your neck in this very video.
I mean, there is that.
Until you could come up with another plan. I think you'll be able to hold yourself over.
Whatever, Boosie.
Either way, I won't miss him. Don't care. Mm-hmm. And I did get a hell of a lot of glee out of MAHK Zuckenburger, as well as just seeing Boosie stomp around like the hood stole his bike. It was just the funniest thing.
Why is MAHK Zuckenburger so funny?
Because that's not his name. And of course,
that's how a nigga would
you would
say
call him
it.
that.
Yes. Zuckenburger.
I feel like he pronounced it 3 different
Lord.
ways too.
Child.
Like when Tony would try to remember Jabari's name.
Oh my God, yes. Mark got to worry about Katie Porter and the U.S. Senate. He don't have time for this, but
Couldn't give a fuck if he wanted to.
Could not, but all right.
So, hip hop rap icon Nas has a new album coming out this Friday called King's Disease. I didn't look into why it's called King's Disease.
It kind of sounds gross. Okay.
Yeah, it sounds like, something you want to stay away from.
It does.
Something that you might catch on a bus or in a gym.
Yeah, something you would need an antibiotic for.
Yeah, over the counter.
Yeah, okay.
But it was led with his new single Ultra Black, which is produced by Hit Boy. I believe the album at large or in whole is produced by Hit Boy. They're very excited to work with each other.
Okay.
But aside from all of this hip hop news, of course, we made headlines out of the pettiest portion of the song, which is a line where Nas says, "We going ultra black, unapologetically black, the opposite of Doja Cat."
That does not get old. Listen, because the rest of us not showing feet in the racial chat. We're not doing that.
There's that.
We not.
I mean, I saw like a sprinkle of people trying to be like, well, why he had to pick the woman out of all the people? Why did? And I'm like, Terry Crews doesn't rhyme with Ultra Black. Doja Cat does. It just sort of, I mean, but it fit in there. It worked, and it made me laugh. So I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, just because somebody else also deserved it doesn't mean I'm not gonna laugh at this.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
So, all right.
It's also like it's a decent song in general. It definitely feels like many of Nas's songs to me, like the social studies professor.
Okay.
That probably lets his students cuss. And maybe also will show up to your house and talk to your parents if your grade's slipping. It also like,
oh no,
maybe sees you smoking a blunt or something out in a football field during school hours or something, and takes a puff and tells you to get your ass back inside, but doesn't tell you. You know, like the cool teacher that really just wants you to be successful. That's what it sounds like to me. Yeah,
I see it. That one teacher on the Mr. Feeney show, Boy Meets World. That teacher who drove the motorcycle.
The Mr. Feeney show.
I couldn't remember what it was called, but I remembered Mr. Feeney. But yes.
It's called the Mr. Feeney show. You mean the nigga with the mullet?
Yeah, the one who had a motorcycle, so he could identify with Sean because they were both ghetto.
Yeah, because they were both ghetto or whatever. Yeah. I feel like he was like Sean's foster dad.
Yeah, I think he was Sean's foster dad because
it's a pretty good show.
Yeah, I really did enjoy it, but you know, we know how they did our girls, so
yeah,
fuck them.
We do,
but yeah,
I heard Topanga reached out. Apparently Trina has got some reconciliation, possibly an apology.
Okay,
maybe an edible arrangement. From Topanga, so that makes me feel better if that's true. We know that Sean was like, hey, soup sorry, should have never been racist.
Yeah, but what about that Savage boy?
We didn't hear nothing about that Savage boy, so I guess we know who he voting for in November.
Still voting for Trump.
Well, Doja Cat responded to the rap remark via TikTok. She fell into her wig and then she went live and she said, with the song playing in the background, she said, I'm so offended and upset by this song. Have you guys heard Fruit Salad by the Wiggles? And the caption was like crazy tune or something, and then crickets.
Girl, leave me alone.
Everything about this girl for me since I heard of her was like, what a strange bird. You know, like what a I don't even mean like bird and like the what like it's just a little strange birdie. Like she like everything about from the moo cow song.
Yeah. Bitch, I'm a cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Whatever that was.
That was crazy. That
many of the other things. I do believe her to be talented and whatnot, but it's just like, you know, you and your incels, I guess, have fun, you know, drudging around in that sarcasm and, you know, not giving a fuck about anything that you've done or said, I guess.
Hallelujah.
So, Selah Marley, daughter of Lauryn Hill and Ron Marley.
Oh, yeah. This got super deep.
She shared what I would call her journey with followers, viewers on her Instagram live close to a week ago, I think, a little over a week ago.
Okay.
And she talked about lots and lots of stuff, but what, of course, was highlighted the most were the things that she said about her mom and her dad. Her mom having whooped her ass like a slave, she said.
Yeah.
And being very angry and abusive. And honestly, I'm sitting here watching her relive all of the stuff, all of the whoopings and stuff that she had to deal with. I'm watching it like all come back to her on her face as mine were coming back to me in my face. Because I just feel like for so many Black households, Black American, Caribbean, African, it's like, oh yeah, I had to pick my own switch too.
Sure did.
And even then, my little tiny mind was like, this doesn't feel like it makes sense. I feel like,
mean.
you know, you should do it. Why don't you fucking do it? Like, I don't understand why.
Yep.
I gotta get my ass beat, but then also choose your weapon.
Right. I had to pick like fucking Street Fighter. I really had to. I had to pick out my own switch when I got beat at my Mima's house, and I had to pick out my own belt at home. And it's just like this feels very fucked up. You know, like you already do you just enjoy watching children scream? Because this isn't. Why would you do this and then get mad at me when I pick something that you deem unacceptable? Like,
right.
Was I supposed to pick the belt that was going to give me the biggest fucking welts, girl? What?
You thought I was going to bring you back the stump? What the fuck?
You thought I was going to bring back a corduroy belt? Leave me alone, bitch.
We never experienced switches for our whoopings. If I would guess, it's because our Jamaican family, all of the trees in our yard would bear mangoes, and it really wasn't worth risking, you know, a fresh ripe mango.
Right, not gonna lose a mango for this.
Whoop your ass with almost anything else, really. So, belts, brushes, wooden spoons,
big spoons.
mixing spoons,
really any utensil, any utensil. Yeah.
Lots of hangers,
t-shirts, even whatever my mama wanted to be a belt was a belt.
Extension cord, like the wires.
Oh my god! Now the extension cord, that only happened like once or twice. That was like a severe, like, bitch, you got it coming. But I remember in elementary school, our principal had an electric paddle. Was it electric? But you were freely. This was only like my first couple of years of elementary school. Went away by the time I went to third grade. But principals, adults in the school were allowed to physically discipline children with a paddle. Yes,
oh yeah,
they were.
But an electric paddle.
Yeah, I'm like, I wonder, was that just urban legend to keep us scared, or did that nigga really have a paddle that plugged in? I don't know.
That sounds like some 50 Shades of.
Listen, because guess who was never ever sent to the principal's office? I didn't have time for that. I was out here trying to be an overachiever at the age of 7. I didn't have time for that. But yeah. So we've been beaten. I understand this young sister's pain. I do.
Absolutely. One thing I really appreciated about everything that she was saying was that it, for me, was coming from a clear place of empathy and understanding. And she was being very honest. She wasn't pulling no punches. She wasn't sugarcoating any of the shit that she said about herself or her family, her parents. But at the same time, she acknowledged that her mother has gotten better and that she's proud of her. And, you know, that I think she said like around maybe 6th grade and through junior high, things started to get better. And so for me, the way that I took it, obviously I didn't watch the whole like hour and 40, almost 2 hours worth of, but from what I did watch, it felt to me like she was just sharing things that she's experienced and how she is working towards healing in that manner. It didn't just seem like, hey guys, everything that you know about my celebrity parents is, you know, all bullshit. They're terrible people, and my dad's a deadbeat and my mom's an abuser and all that stuff. Like, she really was talking about a lot of shit that people can relate to. And it's just like that, you know, obviously we live in this world where we're just gonna take the most scandalous part of whatever the fuck, especially if it involves celebrities, and be like, now let's pick this shit until it's bone clean and, you know, treat these people like they could possibly be human, whatever.
Every time.
Also, she is such a beautiful young girl.
She is.
She's gorgeous. I feel like she models it too, but whether or not she does, my God, she's beautiful.
Yeah. I mean, it's sad that her story is so common because, you know, we don't all have famous parents, but most of us have like a story similar to hers, or like there's ways for us to like easily be able to identify with her. So, you know, I feel for her. Jade actually texted me the link to this really late one night. She was just like, this bitch is broken and so are you. So maybe you'll like this. And I was like,
wow.
I mean, you know, that's my nigga. So she could say rude shit. But I started watching and I was like, oh no, she's right. Yeah, we're definitely both fucked up. So yeah, I just really understood where she was coming from. And I get, you know, the whole my parents did the best they could thing. Like that's a really mature point of view to have, but it's okay to admit that their best still really fucked you up.
Which she totally did.
Yes. Like, and I'm all for her telling her truth.
She absolutely said at one point, I love my mom, but she obviously, you know, didn't do the best all the time, or everything she did right wasn't great. Something like that. So again, she was being completely transparent, which I really appreciated. But it wasn't meant to just be like, I'm gonna shit on my parents this for 2 hours and you know, encourage y'all to go and bash them or whatever the fuck. But anyway, she later clarified what she was trying to say in another post, and Miss Lauryn Hill gave Instagram 8 pages of an iOS press release. No. Okay, black background and white font, so you know what fucking time it actually is, bitch.
I'm not looking at all that.
I read the whole thing, so you girls didn't need to. Here's what I've gathered from it. Okay. First of all, it starts by her saying, black people what? With 3 question marks. Selah has every right to express herself. I encourage it, but she also got the discipline that black children get because we are held to a different standard. She then sort of goes like through a lot of the shit that she was experiencing as a black artist / just regular old black person / black woman in this country, and the ways that people in the media, in the industry, you know, just consumers or whatever in general treated her terribly, and it led to a lot of anger. She does say at one point, if I'm guilty of anything, it is disciplining in anger, not indisciplining. So I mean, most of the
that's real also.
I mean, hey, most of the that post was like her discussing systemic racism, how it affected her, and how that then led to the effects on her children, the pressures of all of it, the price of fame. She, you know, pointed out several deceased celebrities as an example of, you know, how fucked up the game is and how it can push you to really dark places, I suppose. And a lot of what she was talking about racism and these other subjects was like, I hear where you're coming from, but it was a little, I'm not gonna lie, for me, it was a little disappointing that there didn't feel like more accountability in this initial post. She did acknowledge that she and her daughter have, you know, been working together to heal and to overcome the trauma and things like that. So that's good. But it just felt kind of like, hey, the world is fucked up, especially for us black people, and better me than the street. She literally at one point says, my children are strong-willed and powerful. Better I discipline them at home than have them shot down in the streets or locked up. So, but like whooping your kids, causing this kind of trauma doesn't stop the police from arresting them for no good reason, you know, or killing them for talking back. Like, so I don't understand why she can say half of it, but not all of it. Like, she can't just be like, I did my best with what I knew then and what I thought was best, and it wasn't. And it clearly has hurt my daughter a lot, and that's something I have to reckon with as a mother. Like, I don't know why that's so hard for so many people to say, but it's right there, girl. I'll say this. There's another post where she says, for some context, Selah is talking about a particular period of her childhood. I did not always spank. I did not always spank in anger either. I am remorseful for dealing with any of my children in anger, and I'm sorry any of them had to go through that. So, okay. But this post also started with her saying movie list and then listing the Terminator, Terminator 2, and Invasion of the Body Snatchers, and then going on to like compare everything she was dealing with to these films.
What?
And I just wasn't finna do that.
Okay, no.
I wasn't finna do that after 8 pages that I had just finished. I'm sorry. Y'all can give me the cliff notes yourselves if you want to.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Because I'm not even interested in bashing this lady or anything like that. I understand that there has just been a really toxic and often useless cycle for many Black households all over the world as far as disciplining is concerned.
Yeah.
And, you know, it is important for us as parents and people with parents to be honest with one another in the discussion of this and like do work to do better in a number of ways. So
that's really it. Like a genuine apology and a real effort to doing better is all your kids want. That's really it. Like at the end of the day, children don't want to be alienated from their parents, or at least they never wanted that to begin with. Now, God only knows what happened to, you know, cause whatever rifts in your relationship. But yeah, like Sela is old enough to be able to vocalize how she feels about what happened. And I'm not here to criticize Lauryn Hill's parenting. I will let her children do that. You know, I don't feel like that's my job necessarily, or even what I'm most interested in. I'm more interested in the fact that what she has to say is something that resonates with so many of us.
Yeah.
So many of us can say this about our upbringing. All of us have, well, not all of us, but a lot of us have a story of an ass whooping that almost went too far or did go too far. Or, you know, like, or, you know, knowing that your parents are beating you because they mad and not necessarily because you're so wrong, or even just like not being a child anymore and being able to say, hey, that shit you did when I was growing up was really fucked up. You know, the power that you didn't have then, the capability that you didn't have then. It just all means a lot. So I want this young lady to have her space to process her shit and share her story if that's what she wants to do.
Keep in mind that she also was very upfront about how her father leaving affected her.
Yes.
And him being sort of absent in her life for some time affected her in different ways and stuff like that as well. So dad's ass was in the fryer.
Oh yeah.
For this also.
Don't get it wrong. Don't get twisted. It was not just Lauren. Both of them niggas was getting lit up.
But they both stepped up and were basically like, look, first of all, leave my kid alone. And secondly, like, man.
I mean, you know, I don't need an apology from Lauryn Hill and whichever Marley that is. I want their children to have that apology. I don't need that. That's not for me.
Yeah, I mean, like only reason that we know about this is because Selah decided that she wanted to share it with us. And again, I feel like that was a part of her journey to healing. And people do. Or people like work towards that healing in different ways and stuff like that. It doesn't give us, you know, the right to jump down anybody's fucking throat. She and her mom are good. Her father posted, you know, video of Selah spending the weekend with her or something like that in Florida very recently. So they're good. She was all smiles and stuff. It's just like at its core here is is the opportunity at least to have a really great conversation
yes,
among ourselves within the community about, you know, ways to break cycles like this and to better communicate with our kids, better communicate with our parents and stuff like that, and to be reminded, like, no, not all of us have a superstar fucking hip hop R&B mom and reggae dad and all that. We don't all come from legends, but at the same time, like, many of us still had parents that were under crazy pressure and took it out on us when they didn't need to and shouldn't have and stuff like that. And some of y'all are the parents that are doing that right now, you know, and you got to ask yourself some questions. And I think that should be the point here, not just like wagging our finger at these niggas that we don't know.
Right.
Even though they might be able to do better as human beings.
Yes. Let this not just be a headline on, you know, fucking Shade Room or whatever else. Let you niggas actually look into this and really apply it to your own lives and see what needs to be worked on. Because that could also be what happens. And that would be a good thing. Amen.
Last but not least, Monica.
Okay, Gunica.
Our girl Monica Denise has apparently been having some deep discussions with Lala and with Lala's friend Kimberly about her love, her soulmate possibly, C Murda.
What?
Who's been... Oh, yeah.
No. What?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, no.
Let me tell you something.
Not again.
It's next. It's next on the docket.
Oh, my God. Okay.
So, Monica has been working alongside Lala and Kim on getting Corey C. Murda Miller released from the penitentiary. He was arrested in 2002, I think, for the murder of a teen, I believe, and has maintained the entire time that he's innocent. They've got shit like recanted statements from members of the jury, alleged like tampering within the jury, like getting some of them to change their name or change their verdict to a convict or whatever to all types of typical legal
tampering that
systemic
happens.
bullshit, right, DNA not matching, things like that. So #free Corey Miller is the thing to use there on your respective social medias. I feel like we also could probably use a nice classic, maybe airbrushed tee that with Monica and C Murder's faces on it, as we have here on her Instagram page. This absolutely looks like I would buy this shirt at the fair, and I want it.
And so you would. That's something you would do. We're just gonna be real about that.
Be there. The fair. Miami-Dade Youth Fair used to have a most sickening song when I was a kid. Anyway.
I mean, so a nigga named C Murda never murdered nobody? That's what you're telling me?
I mean, it's just a name.
Okay.
It's a cool gangster rap name.
I mean, I wasn't there, so I don't know. But I definitely thought that nigga had killed at least a couple people based off the name alone.
Well, did he kill that person, Crystal? Did he kill that one? That's what we need to know.
Y'all don't know. Kim Kardashian is on the case.
Like, okay, Carmen Sandiego.
Okay.
Carmen Sandiego was not a lawyer. She was a literal thief.
Yeah, but... Oh my God,
it was like, I said it, and right as it was coming out my mouth, my brain was like, no, that's not...
But she was slick.
You could have said anyone else.
She was smart.
Yeah, sure.
And yeah, that's what we got.
So... Monica posted the Instagram and she said, C Murda and I are bonded by truth, honesty, and loyalty. You know, there were a couple back in the day, like around the time that he was arrested.
The dick was outstanding.
There's never been a promise broken, and I've vowed to seek help. And then she discussed all of the things I just mentioned and says that she's locked arms with Kim, Jessica Jackson, Edie Haney, I don't know how to say her name.
Okay.
And all those who believe in Corey and are ready to fight. Free Corey Miller. Corey Miller has access to Instagram, where he posted more pictures of him and his forever boo. And Monica still looks like this. Black just doesn't do shit. Like, she doesn't cry. It's never gonna be
these pictures of her from the late 90s could have been taken 2 weeks ago.
And I would believe you. Like,
unbelievable.
How I know this isn't just an Instagram filter. One of those like vintage filters.
No, because she has always looked like this since she first came out.
When she was like 17.
Yep.
Anyway, his caption says, Moses. I guess he calls her Moses.
Okay. No, he can't possibly call her Moses. Right? No, there ain't no way. Okay. Now you have taken yourself down. I need you to come on back. And you know this nigga do not call her Moses. Not you screaming like this.
Now,
oh my God.
When I originally saw the post, I figured, oh, it must have been a typo. But then
like Monica.
There's another post.
Oh no.
Where he once again refers to her as Moses. So I guess that's the nickname. One of y'all will have like further information for me on why that is a thing, possibly. But I enjoy it. Moses, when they took me, I told you, go live your life because you didn't deserve what the system was about to do to me.
Oh.
You still stood for me without me asking, created a team that could change the outcome of a very unfair fate. You've been forever true. And it's without the E in true. So you know it's true.
Yeah. That is the most
one in a lifetime. Angel of Mine was right there. Monica Denise got him saying, free Corey Miller. So, wow, I was really crying.
I mean, because I just pulled it up on Instagram and he really did call her Moses. So
more than once. Yep. So it was on purpose.
He meant that shit. Yep.
Mm-hmm. That is so funny. Well, this was really heartwarming and cute. And assuming C Murder never actually murdered anyone, justice and I can't wait to see them on Friends and Family Hustle together.
No, I think he probably never murdered this person. Because some of
that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm reviewing the lyrics mentally and I just don't. Maybe it wasn't this nigga, you know, but I have complicated feelings about the prison system anyway. So anything Kim Kardashian can do to get niggas out of jail, I'm probably going to be all for that. So do that.
If Kim Kardashian...
No, niggas will really have to leave her alone if she gets C Murder out.
Is involved in releasing C Murder.
Nah, niggas will have to make a tough choice.
These niggas ain't gonna say shit to her. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I do.
Like,
niggas are gonna really have to think about it.
She will put belly rings in her acrylic nails and have finger waves and dare you to say something.
Let it rock.
Like, anyway,
yeah.
You know, good luck to everyone, and I love Gunica, so you know, whatever makes her happy, you know, hopefully justice prevails. This nigga has been in jail since I was legit in like maybe I was a freshman then.
Oh, okay. I think I was a freshman in college, but yeah, I remember it was a long time ago, and I remember thinking that sounds right. Like, I really never thought twice about it when they said C Murder was going to jail for murder. I was just like, that fits, you know, right? It makes sense to me, but you know, I never actually looked more into the case after that. So
yeah. I mean, from basically what they put here, it does sound like it's some bullshit. So.
I mean, and it may be because it could just be a case of, you know, the police been wanting to find a way to get that nigga locked up and all the pieces fell into place. That has happened many a times before.
Many a time.
So, you know.
With murder in your name, they're probably like, which
kind of a target. It's kind of a target. Yeah, let the truth be known.
Okay, that's it for Hot Tops. We're going to take a break and come back. Hey guys, so look, as folks are adapting to this changing world, we're going to be buying a lot more stuff online. If you're an e-commerce seller, you got to make sure that you're ready to meet the demands of this new delivery world that we're living in. Be ready with ShipStation because they're the #1 choice of online sellers. When you're selling online, getting a lot of orders out can be tough. ShipStation is the fastest and easiest, most affordable way to manage and ship your orders. With just a few clicks, you'll be printing out your labels and getting your product out of your door into your customers' hands so they are not yelling and berating you and calling you horrible names. No matter where you're selling, Amazon, Etsy, your own website, ShipStation brings all your orders into the same simple interface. ShipStation works with all the major carriers so you can compare and choose the best shipping solution if the president still allows mail to happen.
mean, you know, because that is a thing that's really happening. But Alex uses ShipStation for our merch orders and she loves it. If it was not easy to use, Trust me, she would not be doing it. And right now, y'all can try out ShipStation for yourselves absolutely free for 60 days when you use offer code READ. So go ahead. Make sure your business is ready to meet the demands of this delivery culture that we are all living in. Get started at ShipStation.com today. Click on the mic at the top of the homepage and type in READ. Again, ShipStation.com. Enter offer code READ. With ShipStation, you can make ship happen. All right, let's get back to the show.
We're back, and now it is time for your listener letters.
It sure is. Send your questions to asktheread@gmail.com. We may read them aloud on the show. Okay. Let's see here. We have quite a few. Don't know what to do about my ex or my baby daddy questions.
Girl.
Oh, here we go. This one's festive. Says, my name is Brittany, and much like most of America, I have been financially affected by COVID. I was laid off in March, and I have been on unemployment ever since. When I was receiving the extra $600 a week, I was doing great. But since that ended, I now receive $278 a week. Thankfully, I live with my boyfriend who is still employed, but it has been a struggle to keep up with my bills as well as household expenses since we also have 2 kids and a cat. My father, however, is self-employed and business for him has been booming. In the past, he has always been more than happy to help with money when needed, and it's been more than 4 years since I have asked him to lend me anything. Due to Congress sucking ass and not being able to come to an agreement to extend unemployment funds, I have been going back and forth about whether to ask my dad for a $9,000 loan, which he could easily do, and then I could afford the rest of my bills fine with the unemployment money I get now. It would be a loan, so I would be paying it back monthly and then higher payments once I start working again. The problem is that I'm a white woman who grew up in rural Wisconsin, and my parents are diehard Republicans.
Oof.
My dad has always hated that I was more liberal than the rest of the family, and I haven't even told him that I'm actually a democratic socialist. Oh, girl. They probably don't even know what that is.
I was just about to say that.
Recently, I asked my mom how she thought my dad would feel if I asked to borrow money, and she said, "Would you be voting for Trump if he gives it to you?"
Ew.
I'm not sure if that was supposed to be a joke or not, but hell fucking no. My question is, should I still approach my father and ask for the loan, or should I just say fuck it and figure it out on my own? In the past, he has said he was willing to help, but I was in a good financial place then and I did not need it. Now that I actually do, is it worth the headache to ask? I don't want to deal with the pain of him being a dick regarding voting for Trump or him constantly throwing this loan in my face. Do you think I should set my pride aside for the help or wait until I'm employed again and get a loan from the bank? Thanks, Brittany. The fact that those are your options, this country is the fuck terrible.
I mean, okay, so 2 things. One, it wouldn't hurt to ask because you would get the clarity that you require to make a rational decision or the best decision. But if you are just about certain that you're going to have to deal with him throwing the fact that he gave you money in your face constantly when you're already dealing with financial bullshit and the world being on fire, and also that he's possibly going to expect you to vote for President Goldfish, I don't... Like, if you just kind of know that's coming, then I would probably dodge it myself. And that sucks because, like, if you know that he could easily help you and take that, stress off of your back. It sucks that, it comes with these bullshit MAGA-ass conditions attached to it. But for me, and I'm black, so I don't know if that changes anything. But like, for me, I couldn't do it. Even the Trump thing aside, like, if you're gonna be on my ass and take every opportunity to be like, oh well, if you didn't have to take that money from me, or like, if you're gonna do that shit, then keep it. I have to figure something else. And I really don't even care personally how much stress or strife I would have to deal with if it means that I would avoid that bullshit from my father. And then on top of that, yours is coming with, you know, the expectation that this absolute booger should be president again. No.
Especially not now. Like, you still think that?
Right?
How do you still feel that way?
What is it going to take? Does he need to come into the house and literally piss on the both of y'all? What is it going to do? Like, what do you need?
Yeah, I feel for you because, I mean, as soon as you said you were going to ask for a $9,000 loan, I should have known you wasn't Black, because
that's a good point.
$9,000?
Or you from Atlanta.
Right. Like, there are some Black people whose parents have it like that, but most of ours certainly do not. So,
Bitch, if I want to ask
so the idea that, like, you could get the money you need, and it's not just you, you know, you have this husband and these children. And since you listen to this show, I'm inclined to believe your husband is Black. And so your kids are too. But I mean, I'm just guessing. You probably don't have a white husband, but but you know, I want the best for your Black kids. I'm just sorry, Brittany. I'm just going ahead and calling your kids Black.
What if Brittany's husband is white?
Then I'll be
super
stunned
liberal
that she listens to this show, because this show is a lot for white people. We are very rude. So
we'll probably have white couples that listen.
I don't think so. No, not unless they're like queer or something else. I don't. But anyway, that's not the point. If you don't have to deal with too much bullshit, then go for it. But if you have to like swear on a stack of Bibles or make like a blood oath that you will vote for Trump, then no, fuck that. Like, it's just not worth all of that. But
yeah,
$9,000 is a significant amount of money. And if your father is willing to just treat it like a loan and y'all don't really have to talk about politics, then, you know, it's hard for me to tell you not to do something that you desperately need to do. Because who the fuck can live off of $270 a week? Like,
nobody.
It's right. It's very hard for me to tell you, oh, girl, don't take this money that you and your children could absolutely use. But
I don't even know if Link could live off that.
Oh, no, not that high price, bitch. Sure could not.
Exactly.
Does that even cover her spa visits, her deep conditionings? You got Link fucked up. So
that's a mani petty.
Okay, and don't play with me. So, you know, if it's not gonna come with stipulations that cause you to not be able to sleep at night, then I would go for it. But if he's gonna make life hell for you, then I don't think it's worth it. It's not worth like a sacrifice of your mental health or your family's happiness. Right. So
totally agree.
If it's going to be all that, then fuck it.
You got to like really ask yourself how much you know you can deal with and like what to really expect. Because I totally agree. If it's not going to be like an unbearable annoyance, then yeah, it would be crazy to not at least ask and try and figure out something. Yeah. But for your mama to be like, are you gonna vote for Trump if you do? Like that? That's like even bargaining $9,000 with your kid to get a vote. Like, mother, really fuck ugly. This guy. So oh ugly. My god! But anyway, yeah.
Best of luck to you, Brittany, as you decide what to do. Let's move on. Our next question is from Mariah, who says, "I'm a 29-year-old woman who was in a relationship with a 27-year-old man, but the relationship didn't work out. It started off as a friends with benefits situation and then turned into a relationship, but not a successful one. He basically continued to treat me like a booty call and rejected all notions of me trying to make this a legitimate relationship, and he avoided having any kind of vulnerable conversations or meeting my friends and family, going on real dates, etc." Okay. We went through one of those drawn out breakups where you keep talking to each other to see if it's salvageable. And after some really sad attempts where, again, he just centered his own needs and desires, I ended things for good back in March. He hit me up a few times afterwards asking for a millionth chance, and I told him the only way he would get it is if couples therapy was involved. But he didn't want to do it, and so I told him I was done for good and blocked him. I hadn't heard from him in a while until I got a voicemail last month from an unknown number, and it was him talking about how quarantine has given him time to think about things and how sorry he was about how he treated me. He asked me for another chance, and I unblocked him once again, only to tell him that I was solely willing to try if he would go to therapy. Once again, he rejected my demand, and I know that should be the end of that, but I'm wondering, what if quarantine and this time apart from me really has given him some perspective? He wasn't abusive, and as far as I know, he didn't physically cheat, although I did catch him still using the dating site that we met on. He's smart and has a good job and some bomb-ass dick, and he's financially sound. My question to y'all is this: should I ask him to write a 5-page essay on all the bullshit he's done and why it was wrong and how he will make up for it and how he will ensure to not do that shit again?
Hell yes.
LOL, I used to be a teacher. Would this take the place of therapy? Is that doing too much? Help a girl out. Thanks, Mariah.
Mariah, I'll be honest with you, I don't even care what happens. I just want you to ask him to do that.
Honestly, you should ask him to write it just to laugh at it.
Yeah. Matter of fact, you should write it and then send it to him. No. You should tell him to write it and then send what he wrote to us.
But don't take this nigga back, girl.
What? No.
No,
absolutely not.
If the quarantine and the time apart from you had really given him some perspective and he had really changed and all this, then couples therapy would be an easy thing to agree to. This nigga has not changed in any significant way. He still has the same the same opposition to your demands as before. There's no reason for you to think that anything has really changed other than him having a place to sleep and somebody warm to fuck. Like, there's no reason for you to think things are different.
I was sitting here the whole time waiting for the part where it made sense to want him back, and I never got it.
It did not happen.
I feel like, maybe quarantine lonelies are fucking with you in a way.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of people are dealing with that. It's another unfortunate side effect of this pandemic. But I just don't know that I heard any reason for you to take that nigga back. I would really, really like you to ask him to write the essay.
You just want to read it.
Just because that's hilarious. And I do want to read it. But I did, like, even if you don't send it to us, I think you should just ask him because that's funny.
Watch him be like, I'm not doing that either. You gonna take these text messages?
Obviously he's not gonna fucking do it. That's what I'm saying. That's hilarious though. Like,
yeah, look at her. Look at this girl auditioning to be this man's mama. Like, trying hard. Please let me be your mom. Please let me teach you to be a decent person.
Not you applied to be his mama.
He's auditioning for that shit.
Girl,
should I ask him to write a 5-page essay on how he's learned and to how he will do better? What the fuck is this? No. Not
to mention, like, I hate to break it to some of y'all, but once we get through phase 4 and 5 and phase 10 and Uno and 7-Up,
okay,
a lot of y'all are gonna have to leave these niggas any the fuck way. When these when these streets get to be open again, if that ever happens, you might as well just go ahead and dap each other up and be like, it was great. Thanks so much for being my pandemic buddy.
Yep.
Nice to know you. Because Buck Wild won't even be strong enough a word. Do I need to pull up the Atlanta pool party again?
You don't. Like, you don't.
So
need to do that.
Go ahead and ride these months out. Because once it's all over, niggas are going to be showing their asses. Lord. Ladies as well.
Absolutely.
So just go ahead and keep that in mind. Mariah, you're already a few steps ahead of the girls that are going to have to do some tough work when the time comes. So leave that nigga right there. please ask him to write the essay though and tell us what happens. But yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think this is worth your time. Like, you really honestly did not even need to unblock that nigga, but
at all.
You did, and you asked the question, and he's still not willing to meet your standards. And I think if you're not being unreasonable about that. I mean, and again, you're trying to force a relationship with somebody who has never given you any inclination that he's willing to be a good boyfriend. Not ever, not one time. Like, he's never once shown you that he can do that. He was always going to treat you like a booty call. So, like, why is, I think maybe it's a combination of loneliness and you really missing that dick and, you know, thinking he's a great guy, you know, on every other level. But, you know, that's what makes him appealing to so many other women. That's why he's fucking whoever he wants to. Yes. And so I just don't know why you want to come back into the rotation, girl, because now it's your feelings getting hurt and exposing yourself to this virus. Like, don't. I really do not think this nigga is worth it. Block him again and continue to focus on your own growth and healing and all that other shit. And best of luck to you.
Yeah.
Okay. We have a question here about Breath of the... Have you gotten 100% completion on Breath of the Wild?
Hell no. I don't have your patience.
Well, this lady asked about strategy tips for people who want to get all 900 of the Korok seeds. And I am...
You know better than me.
Okay. Well, I would just say get the Korok mask if you don't already have it. Because that helps a lot. It's in the Lost Woods on your way to the Korok village. I forget what it's called. But... yeah, get the Korok mask. I think it's DLC content. But so yeah, do that. And then also you really need to walk the whole map. Like, stop warping everywhere from different travel points.
That's so true.
You've got to walk that whole fucking map because a lot of it, like those seeds are everywhere. And they're just randomly hidden. And sometimes you'll see something and you automatically spot the Korok shit. And then sometimes it's so completely out of the way, but you'll miss a lot of it if you're constantly, you know, hang gliding over everything or just warping to wherever you want to go. You really need to walk the whole fucking map because it's all kinds of random shit in this game. And good luck. Some of them are terrible. She mentioned the one on top of the building in, is it Laurelin Village or Laurelin Village?
I have no idea.
Whichever one it is, I remember that one because I hated it. It is one of my top 2 most hated Korok seeds, and that one is really fucking shit. You have to like throw a rock on top of a building and then hope it makes it up there so you can go up and do the formation to get the fucking Korok seed. It's so irritating. So
yeah,
just be patient.
Games like that always have like the couple of collectibles that make you want to pull your eyelashes out to get them. They're so frustrating. Yeah.
When Korok seeds frustrate me, I just drop a pin on the map so I know to come back to that location, and then I go do something else. But
great game.
Yeah, incredible game. It is really its own little mini world. Like, it was just so fun to play, and I can't wait for the sequel to come out. It is my favorite. But
that's why those Korok seeds exist, because games with a map that is that huge and not just like wide, you know what I mean? It's got so much verticality to it as well. So it's like they put that shit all over the world because they were like, we took a long ass time and put a lot of work into this and we want you to see all of it, bitch. But it's a really good it's really like a good world to get lost into, and if you can find a Switch, it's probably worth playing.
Okay. Good luck to you though getting all 900 because it does take a very long time.
Girl.
Unlike Paper Mario, I got 100% Paper Mario in like 2 days. Breath of the Wild took me like 550 hours. So
yeah, it's a huge
It is
game.
massive. Okay. Last question comes from Shay, who said, I'm 24 years old with no kids and entering the 2nd year of my master degree program.
Congrats.
My boyfriend is 30 and has 2 kids by the same woman. His baby mama is 29. When I first met him, I thought this would be a friends with benefits situation, but months later, I find myself in love and in my first serious relationship.
Oh.
His children are 6 years old and 8 months old.
What?
I met him when his daughter was 2 months old. But at that time, he only told me about the 6-year-old, and I didn't find out about the baby till later. I'm sure you're thinking, girl, you still with him? Yes, I am. He has a way with words, and he has been making up for not being honest.
I bet.
Would love to know how he's doing that. But anyway, things have moved quickly, and he and I have almost moved in together to stay safer because of the pandemic. His kid's mother was furious when she found out about our plans and threatened to physically harm me if I came close to her kids before meeting her. I understand her frustration, so I have tried to remain respectful. However, she has made it very difficult for me to spend time with him because she asked him to watch the kids 3 to 4 times a week. I love that he takes care of his kids, but it hurts that I cannot be a part of it. She recently had a breakdown after he told her that she needs to send him a schedule ahead of time for when she needs help with the kids because it was starting to impact our relationship when she would ask for help at the last minute. Her response was to take a knife and slash his tires the next time he picked up the kids.
Oh my God.
I always told myself that I wouldn't down another black woman. But she has threatened to slash my tires too if we ever meet, so I'm keeping my distance.
Man, they are not cheap.
My boyfriend finally called the cops on her, and now they have a court order where they are only supposed to communicate to discuss parenting matters. Last night, she texted him saying she loves him and needed him to make it clear that he's moved on so she could heal. He has been transparent and volunteering to show me their conversations, and he usually asks me how to respond to her or her actions. I try to make sure he's civil for the children's sake because I know how it feels to come from a broken home, and honestly, her message actually broke my heart. She said that all she wanted was a family with him, and I feel like I'm adding to the statistic of women who break up relationships and create single black mothers.
What?
Yeah, you're giving yourself a lot, but... My boyfriend said that they had been broken up.
She said she's 24.
Yeah. My boyfriend said that they had been broken up prior to me and that their second child happened during a moment of weakness. I feel bad and uneasy about the situation with his baby mama. We are planning to be pregnant and engaged soon. What? So I really want to make things kind of right with this woman. Do y'all think I should feel bad for my role in this relationship? Do you have any advice on attempting to have a cordial conversation with her? Am I too naive for trusting this man? Thanks. Love the show. Y'all are hilarious and insightful. Take care.
No, you
Shay.
are hilarious.
Shay, you're the comedian here, sis.
So much to unpack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you've known this nigga for 6 months?
Yep, that's what she's saying.
Met him when he had a 2-month-old baby.
Yeah.
So
whose existence was kept from you. You only recently found out about this infant child.
Oh.
Girl, his baby mom is crazy because she had a 2-month-old and he went and got with somebody else. Like, I always tell y'all not to date niggas whose kids are less than a year old, and really it should probably be younger than 3. But 2 months is
they just made that motherfucker.
It was a 100% chance he's still fucking her.
Sweetie.
Girl, and you talking about getting pregnant and engaged?
First of all, thank you for bringing that back up, because I would like to emphasize that Mama said we plan to be pregnant.
Oh no!
I'd like you to know, madam, in case you maybe didn't attend school that day during health and sex ed, you're gonna be pregnant.
Yep, that's it.
You're going to be the one that is going to actually have to gestate this human. You're going to be the one that's going to be throwing up all over the place possibly. Mm-hmm. Pregnancy is going to happen to you. Yep. He's involved in making the pregnancy happen. But he will, still be able to bend over and wash his own feet, I guess. Can you do that when you're pregnant?
I mean, no, I think towards the end, you really got to sit down and let somebody do that for you.
I don't know.
Get you
Ask
one of them
Summer
long
Walker. She knows
scrubbing
everything
sticks.
about
All
having
right.
kids.
All right.
But anyway, like that to me was troubling. The fact that you want to be pregnant with him when he
That's not it.
already has an 8-month-old is troubling. The fact that you said that you are what did she say? A part of women who break up. Rewind for me and give me that part back again. What did she say?
I feel like I am adding to the statistics of women who break up relationships and create single black mothers.
The nigga is whole ass right there.
Girl.
He's right there in the house with you.
You did not impregnate, sis. You did not do that. You did not do that.
You are not fucking this girl and in communication with her for however many months. Like, what? How do the niggas get away with this all of the time?
It's really astounding. Because, like, you're 24 working on your master's degree. This nigga's 30. I'm guessing he maybe has a high school diploma. Perhaps.
Well,
I really need you to, at the bare minimum, finish your master's degree before you get pregnant with this man's child. But also, I really, really, really think you do not want to be a sister wife in the group chat with this other girl talking about how he done left all 4 of y'all's kids in their infancy to go be with another woman. Like, girl, there are so many red flags here. The fact that you did not know about the 2-month-old when y'all got together. He waited till you had feelings for him to spring that shit on you. Oh no, sis.
Pass. I can't help you. I just realized I don't think I can help you.
This is just too much. It's too much.
You already want to have a baby with this nigga whose current baby mama has slashed his tires, threatened you, and threatened your tires as well. And you want to have a baby with this nigga after 6 months of knowing him?
Oh no.
And he already has 2 kids?
No.
I can't help you. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't.
You need to, I really need you to not do this. Please focus on, this is probably your last year of your program. Please focus on school and let that nigga focus on raising his very young children. The 8-month-old is the deal breaker. And not just because the child exists, but because he lied to you about the child existing. That's a no, girl. He has not been making up for that lie. He has not been making up for not being honest. Of course, he has a way with words, and he probably has a way with dick as well. And that's probably what's driving your whole thought process here. But please do not do some stupid shit like get pregnant by this nigga who is beefing with his baby mama right fucking now. Please do not do that shit.
She already want to beat your ass.
Oh my God.
You've known him for half of what has already been a shit year.
Oh no.
I just don't know what is going on with you, miss. At least refrain or try to refrain from getting pregnant for now.
Please.
Focus on school. Focus on not getting stabbed by this woman.
Because I don't think she's playing.
And like, let this progress hopefully into a healthier place. Clearly, you should have had a conversation with this woman already and come to some sort of an understanding. I highly doubt that it would go anywhere besides Love and Hip Hop Avenue.
Yeah,
but
that's it.
I just
do not have this nigga's baby. Do not have this nigga's baby.
Please do not.
Do you see how he's treating the woman who had given birth to his child 8 weeks earlier? Do you see that? I don't care if you and your baby mama had actually broke up and then y'all both got drunk and fucked and she got pregnant.
Right.
And had another baby. So then guess what? You don't have to be with her, but you have to be there for her because she has a fucking newborn that you helped create. And y'all let niggas get away with shit like this. He had no business entertaining you when he had a newborn at home.
Like, how aren't these giant red flags?
Why aren't they red enough?
How are you not acknowledging the foreshadowing here?
Oh my God. I don't know what it is. The straight girls are in crisis because this is a tragedy. You planning on getting pregnant by a nigga who is already shown you that he does not respect? Girl.
Sooner than later, if you keep it up, you gonna be teamed up with Buffy, the baby daddy slayer.
Yeah.
And y'all gonna be slashing some other bitch Prius together. You know what I'm saying? At least if you get along at that point. But
yeah, I mean, at least you'll be friends, but you don't want this. Like, I have a feeling this nigga is trying to nail you down because he knows that you're too good for him. And if you have his baby, then you'll be tied to him for the rest of your days. And he can, use you until he's done and then discard you the same way he did this other girl. And I just think you deserve better than that. Please. For
the love of God,
please do not have this nigga's baby. Please, yes, done. Get that fucking degree, girl. Please, my God. And maybe by the time you finish or turn 25, then you'll have some additional clarity. Like, that's another thing. You're not a child, but you're still very young. And I think once you hit 30, you would look back on this and be like, I almost had a baby by a nigga who lied to me.
Yes.
About his fucking newborn, Jesus. I really almost did that, Jesus.
Yes.
I really almost opened my legs to a nigga who lied to me about the existence of his brand new baby. I did that.
If you would just give yourself the grace,
please,
you will reach that. You will reach that place.
Yes, you will.
I know it. You will absolutely look back on this and be like, you can call me the one because I dodged all those bullets, okay? Neo is my name, Morpheus. Anyway.
Something, but like, please just focus on school. Of course, his baby mama is mad. Stay in your own house. Do not cohabitate with this man. Let him focus on being a parent, because honestly, when you have an 8-month-old and a 6-year-old, that should be your first priority any damn way. Yeah, you feel left out because you're not invited to parent time, but that's because you're not one of the parents. So why are you, a 24-year-old with no kids, trying to sign up for this life? This man is just not worth the sacrifice that you would be giving. So please don't do it. But
I just don't.
Send us the baby shower invite if you decide against this very good advice. So best of luck to you, girl. That's going to wrap up our questions this week. Send yours to asktheread@gmail.com and we'll be right back.
So listen, we all have something that we are working on, whether it's a career change, trying to find a partner, trying to stop procrastinating because, you know what I'm saying, that work is not going anywhere and then bills ain't going anywhere. The hard part about this isn't identifying the goals, it's taking the action. Amen. I am a living testament. Thanks to Talkspace Online Therapy, finding a licensed therapist is easier than ever. Get matched with your perfect therapist right from your device and connect with them on your own schedule from anywhere at any time. Better yet, 1 month of Talkspace costs about the same as a single in-person therapy session. Talkspace therapists have experience treating depression, substance abuse, trauma, food, and eating, and so much more. Talkspace is secure and private, using the latest encryption technology to store client information. It's the best.
I have used Talkspace personally and really, really loved it. It was invaluable to me. It came along right when I needed it. And honestly, the bottom line is that everybody needs somebody to talk to. And Talkspace can give us the licensed support we deserve at a much more affordable price point than traditional therapy. You can get $100 off your first month on Talkspace. So to go ahead and get started matching with your perfect therapist, go to Talkspace.com or download the app and use code READ to get that $100 off your first month. Again, that's code READ at Talkspace.com. Let them know we sent you, and let's move on.
Listen, don't forget to turn all of your dreams and ideas into a real website with Squarespace. Maybe you want to launch a gallery of all of your best bangangs from all throughout your life. And we want to see it. So go over to Squarespace. They've got great templates you can use to frame and display your bangangs and the ability to customize them with just a couple of clicks. Squarespace has a powerful e-commerce functionality that lets you sell anything online and analytics that help you grow and monitor your website. Everything is optimized immediately for mobile right out of the box, so you don't have to patch or upgrade or do any of that stuff ever. Buying domains is simple, and you get the help that you need with Squarespace's 24/7 award-winning customer support. They empower millions of people from all different careers and walks of life. So check them out. Head to squarespace.com/read for a free trial And when you're ready to launch, use the offer code READ to save 10% off of your first purchase of a website or domain. That is squarespace.com/read, offer code READ. Go have some fun and start with something cool. Now let's finish the show.
Amen.
All right, y'all. So it is time now for the read.
It is. Do you want me to go first? Or I'm passing my read this week, so it's up to you. All right. So, like I said, I am going to pass my read this week. Pass the read like we used to. And this comes from Shauna, who says, Dear Crystal and Kid Fury, I love my job. Even through the many faults of the USPS, the extreme weather I work in, and the management that sucks across the board, I love being a mail carrier. I love hearing my son sing mail time every morning.
Aww.
The kids and elderly people on my routes who wave and talking to me about their day, because more than likely I'm the only person who will actually listen. I love the integrity and pride this job offers, and I have for the past few years. What I don't like is the fact that I am homeless, and I've asked for a transfer somewhere that I would actually have a home and have been demoted during the pandemic because this is not deemed enough of a hardship. I don't like being taunted by politicians and their gang of ill-informed dementors because the post office is, quote, the worst organization the government has to offer, end quote. I don't like having to deliver and pick up COVID tests from people who might have this virus because my job depends on it, because I and my toddler both have serious health conditions. And I don't like the fact that during a pandemic where people are refusing to wear masks, I have to deal and be told to my face that I'm not essential enough. According to our politicians, we mail carriers don't deserve hazard pay because, quite honestly, we don't make the government money. The USPS has to pay our retirement funds 75 years in advance, which is not through taxes, but purchases of our products like the 65-cent stamp. No other organization has an order like this implemented on them, but because of that alone, our funds are limited. So limited to the point now that we've hired a ton of people who are under 1-year contracts and have no benefits and can't legally fire them all. So instead, we're cutting all equipment, all overtime, and holding mail so that the public can hate us even more and we can find reasons to fire those people for, quote, not doing their jobs. Imagine what this does to somebody's well-being and their mental health. Every second working hands-on during a pandemic, constantly worrying about if you have your affairs in order because you could come in contact with this virus just by doing your job, and your family will only get a "oops, we're sorry about that" call. Imagine being told every day that you're so essential, but being treated more like you're sacrificial. I've lost several friends and family to this virus, and I couldn't be a part of a homegoing because they had to be cremated almost immediately. I still came to work because it is something I love and something I need with all this uncertainty. But it's like our postmaster general, who was handpicked by Trump, and of course the forces of hell, would all rather us hate this organization. This organization has monetized competition that the government wishes they could be a part of, and it's falling on your mail carriers. So please do the work in buying stamps, using them, getting in touch with Congress, doing research on the organization, and thanking your mail carriers by leaving notes, because again, we are in a pandemic. Don't say this to my face. A lot of us love this job and love serving the public. And quite honestly, if we weren't essentially under an NDA and in fear of losing our jobs, a lot more of us would be speaking out. We are not allowed to use our social media to vent our frustrations about the USPS. So this vent was very much needed. Continue blessings to you both. Thanks, Shauna. I just wanted to highlight this because, first of all, yes, all of this. I know we've talked about what Trump is doing to the post office, wrecking it basically, in the hopes that people won't vote so he can stay in office. But it's having real life effects, of course, like every other action he has made on the people across this country who do essential work. So many people rely on the post office. You know how many people still get checks in the mail? That's just and that's just checks. People rely on so much stuff. Small business owners rely on the post office to give shipping that is both quick and affordable, something that isn't priority overnight on FedEx or UPS that might cost $180 or some shit like that. Like, the post office provides mailbox services, passport photos. Like, there's just a million damn things you can get done at the post office. And I don't care if the post office doesn't make any money, because this government spends a lot of money on shit that doesn't actually have any return on the investment. And I don't see anybody else trying. Like, how much money do we spend on the military every year? The military doesn't make money for us. And yet we spend all this money, and it's not even a second thought on increasing whatever budget for the military and letting them have this. And let's make sure we pay for sex pills because these niggas can't get their dicks up no more and all this other shit.
Ooh,
but the post office is actually essential, especially to people who live in rural areas. Like when I lived in Oklahoma, it was a lot of people who didn't even really have an address. Them niggas had a rural route number and a box number because your mail only came through that one area at the post office. Like,
right.
It's just essential. And it doesn't matter if they don't make money because it is an essential service that this country desperately needs. And so, of course, Trump is taking it away.
What I don't understand is that a huge percentage of fucking President Orange is the new hack. His fucking huge percentage of his following is going to be affected by this shit.
Sure is. Yeah.
In terms of voting and everything the fuck else.
Sure is. So,
moron. Thank you,
Shauna, for writing that in. My best to all of the postal workers out there. I have actually, stuff that was supposed to come through the post office, USPS. If it's a day or 2 or 3 or 5 late, I just be like, you know what? Y'all are doing y'all best.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at y'all for that because Trump is doing this on purpose, going around picking up collection boxes and putting locks and shit like that on them. Like all of this is being done deliberately. So thank you for working. And I pray that this government finally treats you like the essential worker that you are.
All right. Yes. Thank you for that.
Amen. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, so for me this week, I'm going to mention 2 main things. One, this is a story that came out of, Baton Rouge?
Oh, Lord.
Yes.
What did Red Stick do?
So, 3 people have been arrested after, an attack on a 17-year-old hostess that was working at a Chili's in Baton Rouge.
Oh, Lord.
This 17-year-old Black girl was trying to figure out how to seat a large party. It was 13 women that were trying to sit at the same table in the restaurant. Now, obviously, if you can even eat inside of your restaurant right now, it's going to come with certain restrictions, certain guidelines that have been put in place to literally keep you and the rest of your fucking party alive.
Why are 13 of y'all trying to go to Chili's at the same time?
Why the fuck are 13 of y'all niggas going to Chili's at once? What the fuck?
Oh my God. Y'all just pretending the pandemic is not happening. Okay.
I can't. Okay.
13 niggas. All right.
For whatever reason, I guess they thought that they were going to sit together. Clearly, that was not the case. So this 17-year-old girl named Kelsey told them that the store's policy, the policy that the restaurant had in place, made it so that you couldn't have more than 6 people sitting together during their meal or whatever.
Not mad at that.
And that is passed down from, the actual people studying and working on trying to come to an end to this virus. Anyhow, the group allegedly got aggressive and upset with her. Kelsey says that one of the women in the group pushed her, so she pushed them back, and then they all jumped on her. She said, they all attacked me. I was kind of fighting for my life. I was really scared, calling out for my mama. So when I originally read this story, no one had been arrested, but I read that Chili's was working with the police or whatever to find the people. So since then, they've arrested 3 women.
Please don't let
Tammy, I guess Tammy, Rodnika, and Erica Dabney.
Okay. All right.
Ages 48, 27, and 46.
So somebody's mama. Okay. All right.
So we've been talking a lot about defunding the police, how trash the police are. Sam West and his mother getting C Murder out of jail. We've been talking a lot in terms of prison reform and how trash the police are. But I would also like to say that I hope that they keep y'all. I hope that they keep you niggas.
You're not supposed to say that.
How the fuck?
I just saw this little girl's injuries. Oh, no, you were right. Sorry, you were right. Yeah.
How the fuck did you grown-ass adults jump on a 17-year-old who is not only doing her fucking job, but she's following rules that are meant to keep all of y'all safe? How the fuck? Even if you were going to be dizzy enough to be like, well, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Why can't all 13 of us sit together? Like, even if you were going to be on that ridiculous type of time, how the fuck did you not speak to a manager, somebody grown possibly, who could have maybe broke it down for you in a more understandable way? I don't know what you needed. But the fact that your group got physical with a child.
Oh my God.
And more than one of y'all jumped on this kid at Chili's, I don't give a fuck. If these particular women actually are guilty of this crime, I don't give a fuck what happened to you, to be honest.
I mean,
because this type of shit, I don't know. Like, you walked into a restaurant in 2020.
Yep.
13 deep and expected to sit together. I mean, did you arrive at the Chili's from underneath a rock somewhere?
Did you not know what was going on, girl?
I just don't understand how this could have possibly gotten physical. And looking at this girl, she looks like a baby. She looks 17.
Yeah. Somebody smacked her in the face with a wet floor sign. They ripped her braid out of her hair.
She received 5 stitches above her eye.
Jesus Christ. Wow. I mean, and these are grown-ass women mad at a teenager for enforcing the fucking policy of the restaurant. You hoes should have had Chili's to go any fucking way. Why are y'all here?
It's right there. You can just take it and leave.
Trash. How you mad at this little girl? Do you really think this little girl created the policy? Oh my God. Fuck out of here.
I just don't see an excuse nowhere near in sight for this shit.
Ugly.
I don't. Even if it was some ridiculous Chili's only policy that, doesn't make any lick of sense. Yeah. The fact that it became a physical thing when it's clearly not their girl. Every single one of us, especially at 17, has worked a job and had to tell somebody who came in there some shit that they don't want to hear. Yep. Meanwhile, we don't give a fuck at all about it. Like, for Kelsey, she was like, if I could have sat all 13 of them together, she probably wouldn't have gave a shit, honestly. If she was masked up or whatever the fuck, she's in there doing her fucking job. I'm so lost.
Oh no, they definitely not gonna tip, and they gonna ask to split that bill 13 ways. So, but yes, like if you was gonna cuss anybody out, cuss the manager out, but you would be a fool to cuss somebody out for trying to keep bitches alive during a pandemic. Because the smart thing would be to order this shit to go and have y'all's birthday party or whatever at the fucking house. Why do y'all need to sit inside the Chili's? The decor at Chili's is not popping. The music is not that great. Like, it is.
You can literally pull up to their bumper, scrape up your food, and bounce.
And bounce, girl. Go have your fucking tostadas at home. Your fucking
When
fajitas.
I read this story initially, I was like, please
don't be
definitely sounds MAGA. They the only ones who seem to be going around in public and cussing everybody out for asking them to do the basic shit so we can all get the fuck up out of this. But no, it couldn't have been that. I'm sorry. Like, this shit to me is so fucking disgusting.
It is.
And shameful. And it doesn't make any sense. That's somebody's kid. That's somebody's baby. What?
I mean,
y'all grown.
Even if it was another 48-year-old woman, you bitches look the fuck stupid fighting somebody for this.
Anyway, the other thing I wanted to mention is that I read that the original creators of Avatar: The Last Airbender have stepped away from the live adaptation that Netflix is working on, apparently due to creative differences. And they say that if the Last Airbender show does come on Netflix, it won't have anything to do with their creative vision. To that I say, Netflix, go ahead and just Kobe that one right into the trash can. Because we have already experienced a travesty in terms of live action Avatar airbending.
Oh.
We don't need it again. Avatar: The Last Airbender, the original animated series, is still chef's kiss. The Legend of Korra is still chef's kiss. I don't need an adaptation, honestly, if the people who made that original sickening thing sickening aren't involved. I just don't. I would rather not. I will likely watch Avatar: The Last Airbender and Korra many more times if God blesses me to live a long life. I don't need to see this at all. If the motherfuckers who made it originally were involved in this and for whatever reason stepped away and said, nah, we're not doing that, I'm sorry, you can keep it. I would like it to not. And honestly, if it does come out, I probably just won't watch it. I'll probably just stay away from it, even if it does come out, and I'll see if you niggas are like, oh, it's actually really fantastic, you should watch it anyway. I'm not even gonna risk it, because the initial disappointment that M. Night Shyamalan created was bad enough. I refuse to go through that again. So whatever the fuck y'all are doing over there at Netflix, you better figure it out, because I'm not. I'm just not here for it. Not at all.
Yeah, when the original creators drop out for creative differences, that's always a bad sign.
It's kind of all you need.
Yeah, it is.
We don't need to go down that road again. And also to the creamsicle colored piece of shit and the White House still telling lies, I just wanted to say, suck my balls again. And that's it. I'm done.
You know, he is having a fucking mental breakdown every damn day. And he gets on Twitter and lets it all out. And every day I'm just like, white people are not going to do shit about this. They're just going to let him do all of this, just wreak havoc on the country.
It's like,
because fuck us.
Nothing comes before the agenda.
Yeah, nothing. Not human life, not Jesus Christ, nothing.
Not your own integrity, nothing. Or, you know, just self-respect or anything. Because motherfucker, like, again, it's like a big, drooling, ugly toddler.
Yeah.
Like, everything that he says is just, you can tell he's like freestyle speaking, but it doesn't really matter what comes out of his mouth because he'll still be defended to the end of the earth.
Yeah, it's really, you know, just discouraging to think about. But as always, Black people, keep the faith, keep your head up. Keep moving forward because they want us to give up.
Yeah.
And that wraps up this week's episode of The Read. Check us out on social media at This Is The Read. Our website is thisistheread.com. Still just barely surviving. What about you, friend? What's up?
Couple things. First of all, my Happy Meal thing for this week. Things that made me smile are my friends, my Moroccan Carrie.
He's so funny.
That kid.
He's hilarious.
Blessed me. Like, he said, first of all, I don't even know who you are. And secondly, my mom would never do that.
My mom would never do that.
Like, it was so impeccable. It was a concise read. Listen. It was straight to the point. It wasn't disrespectful. It wasn't untrue. It was Mariah.
He said, stop talking about him like you know him.
Moroccan said, I know that you think you know Mariah Carey. You don't. You actually don't know her. So calm down.
Yes. That lets me know Monroe is somewhere, you know, she's just the diva in training. I feel it.
Right. Probably just braiding her own hair and just living for herself in the mirror or something.
That's really it.
And what else made me smile? Oh, this Black Panther helmet that I've had that was a gift to me from my friend that I've had sitting in a box forever that I assumed would not actually fit my head because I'm part of the big head committee, but it actually was like created with an adjustable thing in the back.
Oh, yes.
Thank you to Hasbro. Your Black Panther Legend series helmet you made with big-headed bitches in mind, and I can't tell you how grateful I am for that. Last but not least, I wanted to say that I have had the spirit of suicide on my back very heavy for the past couple of weeks, even after we returned from our break. And suicidal thoughts and energy is something I've battled for most of my life, but it was like, it just got to a very terrifying place, and I really thought that it was about to be a wrap for me for a while. And I had to kind of think differently. I feel like I had to reach like the lowest of my lows and try to really decide to live differently. I had to kind of put my pride and my ego aside for a bit and just accept that I don't have it all figured out, and that there are loads of people in my life that love me and want to help, even if we don't know what would be helpful. And I feel hopeful for the future again, which I didn't have for a couple years now. So I just wanted to say, I know that that spirit of suicide is very, it's running rampant right now for a lot of people, whether you've spoken up about it or you're holding it in like I have been doing. Take it from me that you're not alone and your life is worth living, and you can figure out how to get to the happy. It's a hard fight. You're probably going to have to let go of a lot of shit. You're probably going to have to remove yourself from a safety blanket or whatever wall you put up to try to protect yourself from shit. Like, let that shit go, get uncomfortable, cry, scream, do whatever you have to do to save yourself, because like, you deserve it. So I'm so sorry for this special episode of a UPN sitcom thing that I just did ending it, but I just know it's a lot of people who are dealing with this shit right now. I know that it's also going to be a continued fight and struggle for me, but you know, when you're in it, you feel like you're never going to get out of it. And I feel like I'm coming out of it. And so it's really important to acknowledge that shit and remember that shit. And I want to try to encourage, even if it's just a couple of other people, to talk to somebody or, you know, do whatever you need to do to shift your energy and get out of that space, however uncomfortable it may be or foreign it may feel, and just give yourself another chance. You know, it's like, it's a temporary problem. And, you know, suicide is a permanent solution. So don't give up. You know, the pandemic sucks and all of our governments are evil and don't want to see any of us happy. But Black is King is on Disney Plus, yes. You know, there's loads of other fun stuff to look out for. So keep on keeping on, Buck. I don't know why I said that.
Okay. Yep. Ending it like an uncle.
Anyways, that's it for the show.
Oh, I'm proud of you, friend. I'm proud of you for saying that. That took a lot.
Man.
Oh, I love you so much.
I love you too.
Do you want to just... Yeah, okay. Let's just cut it off. We'll see y'all next week.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
Okay.
You don't have to cut this. It's fine. Bye.